Matthew Greathouse sits atop the standings with a 16-point advantage over Jeffrey Radke heading into the Windy City. I am Emerson Arden. I have my good friend and colleague Max Service alongside myself in the virtual booth this evening, and we are excited to be bringing you live coverage of the Speed Racing Network Fiverr Truck Series round number 9 here from the virtual Joliet, Illinois, here on VIRacing.com motorsport simulations platform. And Max, on what is now the 4th mile-and-a-half track on the season. Tonight, though, the Chicagoland Speedway is a fun one, and at no point around here are you going straight. That back straightaway is curved, meaning that you have an altered entry into both corners. There's a lot of other tough points about this track maps, the age, pit lane, and a whole bunch of other things.
Yes, it's certainly a tricky racetrack. There's lots of bumps around this place that make it even trickier, along with those, as you said, curved straightaways that make these entries a little bit difficult for these drivers. It's not, as it looks, a simple mile-and-a-half. It certainly is a tricky place to get around.
Absolutely. You look at this place and you think of all the bumps these drivers have to, jostle and wrestle with. Turns 3 and 4, big bump there. 1 and 2, very aged surface there. Lack of grip these drivers will be fighting with throughout the night. Now, tonight we are under the lights here at Chicagoland, which will aid these drivers a little bit in terms of grip. But what these drivers are looking at now on race number 9 of the regular season, we are almost to that point where we should be talking about playoffs. And well, taking a look at the points, this Matthew Greathouse atop the standings, 321 points to his name. He's got 16 over Radke, as I said, top of the show. But Greathouse doesn't have a win, but top the standings that far, he should be somewhat safe. I'm not gonna officially say it until drop weeks are factored in and we have official gaps to the cut line. But Greathouse, Radke, Jackson, Green, and Wally Bad, the top 5, they seem to be faring pretty well. Also, Zala with that win at Sonoma has a pretty good outlook on the rest of the season. But Max, I want us to kind of look at that cut line. Now, Michael Lepicki there in the 14th position, he's in via his win at Las Vegas, and we'll get a look at that in a few minutes as well. We're talking about Jose Castellanos, Sean Corcoran. They are 8 and 5 points above that cut line respectively. And if you're right on that cut line, Max, and you also don't know what that cut line could look like with drop weeks factored in, how do you approach races like tonight here in Chicago and the rest of the season?
My strategy is always to go out and just take care of things and hope it works out. But for these drivers tonight, they're going to be almost full throttle around this place, which generally doesn't work out too well when it comes to avoiding crashes and stuff. But as long as you can keep a truck clean, you should end up with a decent night inside the top 10 tonight.
Absolutely, a decent night is what a lot of drivers will be looking for in terms of the races tonight. Now, as you get ready to head on down to the track, this is, again, the 4th mile-and-a-half we have on the season. So let's go ahead and throw it back, and let's think back to what happened the first time we saw these Fiverr truck boys on a mile-and-a-half this season. It was a really wild race out at the Jewel in the Diamond in the Desert, the Diamond in the Desert in Las Vegas. Overtime restart, and we had a first-time winner come out of it. A little flashback coming your way.
Michael Lepicki gets off to a great start.
Oh, and right there we saw the 51 drop back.
Pay attention here. Nathan Nixon is running on that bottom line there. Excuse me, Jacob Zala is running on the bottom line. See if he can get back up here to the leader. Oh, we're coming to the white flag this time. Mike Lepicki, he's your leader.
Oh man, let's hit this.
Wrecked him.
Oh, big
After the
wreck
white.
back there. And we'll have to wait till the end of this to go back there and
Yep.
look at that.
Watch Jacob Zala with the move here coming. Might get a run.
See if Michael Lepicki can hold off Jacob Zala.
Tell you right now, his heart's racing.
Coming to the checkered flag. Michael Lepicki
Wow.
will win at Las Vegas.
What a win, Michael.
And of course, that was the story of Michael Lepicki's first ever Speed Racing Network victory. And of course, we can expect more of the same kind of wild action as the Speed Racing Network Fiverr Truck Series drivers get to do battle tonight. And now we have almost exhausted all of our qualifying time, but we'll take a quick look at what's going on out around the track. 45 seconds left in qualifying. There is the 12 there of David Mayberry. It is Andrew Harris currently atop the timing sheet. Dave Mayberry there in that 12 machine, and everyone is taking time with the exception of Jose Castellanos and Tony Brown in the 71 machine. Everyone else, there's 31 times up on the board with 25 seconds left max. Again, very chaotic race, potentially on Indy driver's hands. If you're starting maybe a little further back in the field, how do you take it? How do you keep yourself calm? How do you bide your time when you know in a split second things could turn up on you?
You just got to keep your eyes forward, and hopefully you can miss whatever happens in front of you, and take care of the tires, and you'll probably make your way forward at least a little bit here, but probably not a lot of green flag runs tonight. A lot of close action door to door by a lot of these trucks, so we'll see how it goes, but I look for a lot of trucks who keep their truck clean to make their way to the front.
Absolutely, and we'll go through our starting grid and we'll find out who is at the front for tonight's round number 9 of 20 here on the season in the Speed Racing Network Fiverr Truck Series. It's their starting grid up on your screen now as we speak. Andrew Harris top of the charts at a 30.536. Matthew Greathouse then is at second. Corey Stahl, Jacob Zala, row number 2. Jeffrey Radke and Jason Green, row 3. Austin DeLong, Jeffrey Vickery, 7th and 8th. Rounding out the top 10, it's Jason Kratky and Sean Corcoran.
Starting 11th is Nathan Nixon. Alongside of him, Benjamin Park. The next row, James Jackson, Trevor Williams. Starting 15th, Willie Bob and Daniel Dow. Then Michael Lepicki, Michael Madden, Troy Techmeyer, and Daniel Park rounds out your top 20.
Then we find our way back down to row number 11. It's Sean Kozier in the 97 machine. He starts to the inside of Bruce Sampson in the 28. Row 12, it'll be Spencer Brown and Derek Da Silva. Row 13, Dave Mayberry and Blair Holloman. 27th and 28th, Nicholas Lawrence and Sean Griffith, respectively. Dylan Godinez and Jason Tripp round out then the top 30. 3 more drivers on the grid tonight. Walt Lepicki, Jose Castellanos, and Anthony Brown then our 33 truck grid for tonight's race. And we are getting ready to do battle tonight. Then from the Windy City, I guess just outside the Windy City, we are here in the virtual Joliet, Illinois, in the field of 33 Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series. Trucks roll off our starting grid this evening. And now, Max, we've kind of set the stage, I say fairly well for these drivers tonight. It's definitely going to be quite the event tonight. We've seen a lot of chaos at these mile and a half so far this season, and we definitely could expect more of the same, right? A very wide track. This is a very inviting track to wide open racing, but that doesn't mean you can't throw tire wear out the window as well. The age surface is also going to play a factor for these drivers in the event we do run a little longer of a run.
Yes, lots of grooves, and we'll certainly see tire wear probably kick in about 20 laps into these runs. That's usually about when it happens in these Fiverr trucks, but we'll certainly find out tonight and see how it goes.
We certainly will find out. And so, as the field rounds their way off of turn number 4 here at the virtual Chicagoland Speedway, the iRacing.com stage vehicle will make that late, hard left-hand turn into the safety of pit lane, and the field is in the hands of Andrew Harris, racing from the Windy City. 1 lap complete from Chicagoland, and we are all packed up out in front. Andrew Harris leads from Corey Stahl. Jacob Zala to the inside of Stahl in that battle for a second. Jason Green sat 4th and slides up the track as the 55. Trying to hold on to that machine now. 3 wide down the back straightaway.
3 wide from about 5th on back. Everybody trying to get clear here as we've only got the front 4 trucks out in front clear by themselves.
As up front, Andrew Harris under attack from Corey Stahl. Stahl gets to the outside. We can keep that power down. Actually, Harris is able to drive down to the bottom. He'll clear back in front of the 33, but do we see that crossover down to the inside? Stahl looks.
Corey Stahl on the inside of Andrew Harris. Looks like he's going to complete the pass. A little loose from the 87 truck there in the center of the corner as we see Jacob Zollin now look to the inside of Andrew Harris as he continues to move backwards.
A huge dive down to the inside for Zala. If he can power by the 87, it'll be great momentum in the favor of that 25 Bird Dog racing machine. And now 3 laps complete and a very clean pack for the time being. Harris fighting hard on that outside, and it's now Vickery and Green still doing it out behind for 4th and 5th.
Vickery, Green, and Greathouse as now Greathouse looks to the inside 3 wide as they go down the front stretch to turn 2. He'll back out of it as Jacob Zala looking for the lead up front.
Yeah, he's got down to the inside of the 33 of Stahl, sideways out of the corner as Zala. Stahl gets the run down the back straightaway. Harris looks to the outside. It'll be side by side into turn number 1 in what he would probably consider is a home race. Jacob Zala not clear yet, but fighting, using that apron to his advantage, shortcutting that front straightaway. Stahl fights back, still side by side into 1.
Jacob Zala trying to make that truck stick on the bottom of this racetrack as Corey Stahl is going to have the run off the corner. It's going to be real hard to complete that pass on the bottom. Looks like Jacob Zala has got the pace early here, but can he make this pass for the lead?
You're right on board of Andrew Harris, right in that middle lane, higher lane, I guess, up out of the corner. You can see just how big of a momentum boost that is. To extend your straightaway, get that run up off the corner, and now Stahl and Zala will continue to duel it out side by side. You see from the onboard there of Andrew Harris.
Front 2 still side by side as Andrew Harris just sits behind these 2 waiting patiently for something to happen as now Jeff Vickery moves to the inside, or sorry, wrong truck there. Jason Green moves to the inside of Andrew Harris there for 3rd as the front 2 still stay side by side.
Near dead heat between the top 2. Zala not able to outmuscle the 33 of Stahl. Stahl playing his cards perfectly on that high side, and Zala has to fall in behind. For the time being, it's Corey Stahl out in front, and he'll clear to that race lead finally without the relentless attack that was the 25 of Zala. Now Jason Green, he said, Max down to the inside of Andrew Harris, trying to see if he can work his way forward, and we are getting into that run maybe some of these drivers feared tonight, talking about tire wears. Zala looking back down to the inside, though. We're not done for this battle for the lead.
These front 2 not too concerned about tire wear. I think they're more concerned about track position here, which can mean a lot. If you can get that clean air, you can pull away here at Chicagoland.
So James Jackson missed the start of the race. Jackson is now back into the race now. He's about 9 laps down, but Jackson will join competition here from Chicagoland. And now to the outside, Jason Green trying to get to the outside of Zala. Zala sideways head on that bottom lane, Max. He really fighting for grip down the entry.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have to watch that right rear tire being stuck down on the bottom, as it looks like he's going to have a freight train coming on this outside lane, and that's got to hurt as a driver. You don't want to be stuck down there.
Absolutely not. Just when you're fighting so hard for that top spot, all of a sudden you just see all that work undone, unbound, and you have to find all your way back outside the podium. Now he's under attack from Vickery. Green now up to second. He has a chance to size up Stall. If he's not, an attack from Andrew Harris first. Harris actually all over the tailgate of the 55, but not passing him yet. Looks to the outside, Harris does.
Yeah, we saw Andrew Harris sit back early, and now he's starting to make the most of those tires. He might have better tires than these front two trucks.
Seeming like that early here at Chicagoland. There's your top four. Green powers up the inside. He leads at the center of the corner, but Stall with the run on exit. Harris gets to the outside as well. And Stall through 11 still leads. Sideways side for a second. And it'll be through 12 laps for Corey Stall. Harris trying to get that run. Zala trying to fight back, but those tires might be a little cooked right now for that 25 machine. He might have to back off a second, recharge, rethink his approach to this battle, and then go at it again. But right now, Zala's still surging forward. Harris clears by on the 55, and now Jason Green is under attack, under pressure from the 25 of Zala. He peeks down to the inside, and here comes Radke.
Jeffrey Radke, I've been watching him for the last couple laps. He's been making moves coming up through this field. That 3 truck has come to life here.
It certainly seems like it. Radke lost a little bit of time early in this race, but looks like it was in the effort of saving tires, Max, which is not something I think these drivers would consider all that much. We did have an accident on the racetrack. Bruce Amson, he is now slowly heading down the pit lane. That right front of that 28 machine is destroyed, but we stay green. Out in front there is Green and Radke doing it out for third.
We've seen Radke running that top lane. Now we'll see how he does on the bottom. See how that right front tire is holding up as he's tight on the bottom of the racetrack. Jacob Zala is going to have a run at that 3 truck. See if he can get there down the backstretch.
Still side by side now. Or no, they're no longer side by side. Zala looked to the inside of Radke, and now Zala's under attack from Vickery. The field spaces out a little bit more as tires are starting to come into effect. These drivers are feeling the effects of that tire wear a little bit more. They're realizing they're going to have to back off a little bit and save their stuff. They're going to really have anything to say later on in this race. We can find our ways a little way back. And this is last season's champion, Ben Park, in that 10th position, under attack from Danny Dow in that 2 machine. Both Dow and Michael Lipicki, 11th and 12th, they've made up 5 spots from where they started. Park is up 2.
This is 4 stage points that'll be handed out in just a few laps here. So these guys are going to be fighting real hard. It's just a point, but it matters a lot in the long run.
You're absolutely right, Max. Stage points a huge premium, especially because you can take them into the playoffs. As this battle for third continues on, Green around the outside of Radke. Radke will file in line. And now you see most of the field has migrated to that top side. If we take a look at it here, there it is. Most of the field running that high line up through the center of the corner. I think that is these drivers kind of trying to find what helps these trucks turn a little bit better. With 2 laps left in stage 1, nobody is down on that bottom side like they were early in the race. Caution on the speedway. This is going to be the stage. Stahl will win the stage, and Jason Tripp will not. That motor, or that front end, is destroyed. We're going to have a chance to go back and see what happened. Looks like Dylan Godinez and Jason Tripp involved in the first caution of the day at lap 19. So here we go. This is Tripp and Godinez. Side by side on the front straightaway. Oh, slight contact But that's all you need for grave mistakes to happen, and Tripp and Godinez, major contact. We're gonna go back a little ways. This is earlier in that same lap. And Jacob, in these battles, right, you get to battling a guy for a couple laps. Sometimes when you're so focused on that other vehicle in your battle, it could be a little, I guess, difficult to really examine, you know, the boundaries of your car. Or maybe you get a little closer than you can anticipate. So this is actually a lap before then the incident. Yes, that was. So this is Godinez getting that run. He just got overtaken by Tripp the lap before. He's trying to set him back up. And this is up out of the corner right here. Maybe a little low there. On a straightaway at that point. Now, what do you make of this situation, Max?
Godinez is a little low. Tripp's trying to enter the corner, and there was a little bit of net-coated contact there from the 88 truck to the 91. I don't think they would have made contact without that, sending the 91 into the wall head-on. Heavy hit to the 91 truck. Big damage. He's certainly going to be done for the night.
There it is. Slight net-coated contact. Actually, I think you're right. Maybe they don't end up wrecking because of that netcode. Or if that netcode isn't involved, I might have to agree. A lot of air there. Both trucks with not all four tires on the ground as a result of that hit for Tripp and Godinez. Godinez may be able to continue, and Tripp is, I think you're right, he may be done.
Might I just say, what a job from the 52 truck to get through this without any damage. Almost so close to being involved in that one, but he'll escape cleanly.
Speaking of cleanly, it was Corey Stahl then, our stage 1 winner. If we can sift through the Discord, and we can, bring Corey Stahl out of Fret Level Midnight Motorsports, our stage 1 winner, Corey Stahl. And Corey, that was a very action-packed stage there, Corey, having to find your way up to the front, past the pole sitter and Andrew Harris, and then fend off a hard-charging Jacob Zala before tire wear started to kick in. But what say you, those first 19 laps?
I wasn't actually honestly too bad, really. I just tried to get to the outside. It's kind of hard to pass here when tires start wearing out. Try to keep that outside line, make sure if they want to take it, they got to go on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you're going to be behind a couple trucks here as a result of pit stops. Will you continue to be aggressive in terms of the fight for track position? Is track position valuable, or can you afford to sit back and maybe play the sire game?
No, I'm going to probably try to push to get back to the lead. Clean air is just really important. Seems like you can get the clean air and then the outside line, you're pretty set.
All right, Corey, well, congratulations on the stage 1 victory. Best of luck to you the rest of the way here from Joliet.
Thank you.
Now is Corey Stahl, our stage 1 winner, who will not be restarting this stage on that front row, Max. It will be from that third position, that second row. It'll be Andrew Harris, the pole sitter, back out in front for this restart. And the iRacing.com safety vehicle. That hard left-hand turn into the safety of pit lane. The field once again in the hands of Andrew Harris. And racing commences once again. We have a crash down the front straightaway. Several trucks involved. Looks like that 52 Max that we just were talking about involved in this one. Many trucks involved. Spencer Brown, big time damage. Looks like the 5 of Derek De Silva. The 29 of Sean Griffith. And I think this is going to be up to that old adage, Max, cautions breed cautions. And I think that certainly could have played a factor in this one. Looks like many drivers involved in this one. We'll see what happened with this replay. Actually, looks like there's a little contact up ahead here. This is actually going to start with the 77 then. Maybe a Vickery. You saw it there off of turn number 4. We're going to catch it. We'll have to go back and see a little bit. Vickery comes up, collects the 5 of Derek De Silva. Walt comes down, pounds the side of the 17. Nowhere for Spencer Brown to go. And many of these drivers, I think, is this cold tires, Max?
It looks like they got a little loose in the center there, just nowhere to really go for the 5 of De Silva. Ran into the back of him and turned him around a little bit, and from then it's on.
From then it's on. That's about how you have to put it, man. That was a wild incident there. We can go back a little bit and see what happened. We're gonna catch this a little late. Trying to see Vickery. Maybe a different way to cue this up. And here we go. We're gonna be watching Vickery there to the outside in that black, red, white, and blue number 77, and he just gets sideways, no contact. And then contacted in the rear by the 5 of De Silva, comes down, bounces off. Looks like that's the 43 of Sean Corcoran. Back up the track for Vickery, collects De Silva. Lipicki gets ran over from behind. And Lipicki runs into the side of Castellanos. Spencer Brown into the side of Derek De Silva's truck. Back up the track, nowhere for Troy Techmeyer to go. And then Sean Griffith spinning on the inside by himself as well. Dave Mayberry, the driver who got into the back of Walt, I believe.
And this happens in that spot of the racetrack that you really do not want to see a truck sideways in front of you. You're tight coming off that corner there. And there's not a lot of room, as much as it looks like there's a lot of room, but you're already set for your exit of the corner when this is happening, and that's why we see a lot of guys piling into this wreck.
And there it is, just roadblocks everywhere. Nowhere to go. Many trucks involved in this early accident, what's going to be our second caution of the day. Andrew Harris is your race leader. Out in front of Jason Green, Corey Stahl, Jeffrey Radke, and Jacob Zala. Quick message from Butt Kicker. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Chicagoland Speedway in virtual Joliet, Illinois. We are now working lap number 29 of 80 here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Stage 1 is complete with Corey Stahl already winning that. We are now working our second caution period and getting ready to get back to racing action here from Chicagoland as that iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Andrew Harris, racing once again from Chicago. Out of turn number 4, battling for the lead. Harris fending off Stahl and Jason Green. Here comes Trevor Williams in the one machine. Last week's winner at Iowa. Trevor Williams trying to roar to life here, up in 4th.
Williams up to 4th. We saw Corey Stahl get to 2nd. He said in his interview he wants this lead back, so we'll see if he can go get it from the 87 of Andrew Harris.
He's gonna have to fight hard for it. Speaking about fighting hard, it is a dogfight back here. This is Zala and Radke and Danny Dow all going at it for 5th. Dow dives it down to the inside of Radke, and Dow is gonna get to the inside. He's gonna clear up in front of the 3 of Radke. Now Dow looks forward on Zala.
We're certainly seeing a lot more drivers be a little bit more patient, especially at the front of the field. But if you look further back, and you can see it in some of these shots here on the broadcast, everybody's certainly fighting for position a little bit more aggressively in the back of the pack as you typically see here.
Very hard fighting here. This is Kratke getting at it with Blair Holloman. This is for that 8th position. Austin DeLong currently holding that last spot inside the top 10. Michael Madden, Ben Park, they're going at it for 11th. Near contact there as they get sideways entering the corner. Park on that inside sliding up. Can't get by Madden just yet. And a battle for the lead. Stahl on the rear end of the 87 of Harris to the inside. Goes to 33.
Corey Stahl looks to the inside. He's almost clear off the corner. Not going to quite take it as the 87's still there just a little bit, creeping to that quarter panel down the back straightaway. And now into 3 as Corey Stahl is going to clear now into that lead as he's back out front in that 33 trap.
Corey Stahl muscled his way past Andrew Harris, but Harris is not going to take it. He's going to drive it back down to the inside, and he's going to have his go down on that shorter way around the racetrack. Can he clear up in front of the 33 up out of the corner? Not clear yet. They'll be side by side. Still, Harris trying to bustle up the 33 up the track. Stahl pushing down on the door.
These two running each other very tight for the lead as Andrew Harris takes it back from Corey Stahl. He'll have another run at it. They both understand how important the clean air is around this Chicagoland Speedway.
Oh, contact! Andrew Harris is turned into the wall. He contacts the 55 at green, and Harris into the outside wall. Jacob Zola, Radke involved. Many trucks involved in this incident. We saw this one happening for a while before it finally all went down. Andrew Harris from 1st to 25th and a damaged race truck. This was a massive accident out of turn number 2. Let's try to see how it all went down. We saw there most of the impacts there. Oh my goodness. Of course, we'll have to go back and see the initial contact that started it, but let's go up above. Let's see everyone involved. Of course, Stahl and Harris, the main two. Zala, Radke. Radke comes down. Slammed by Austin DeLong. And as these drivers approach the incident, just nowhere to go. Looks like Ben Park is going to get hit from Michael Madden. Lepicki's going to get ran over there by the 97 of Sean Kozier. The 10 of Holloman doesn't... I'm sorry, the 50... Yeah, the 10 of Holloman, the 54 of Kratke. They don't make it through. Big time air there. Fortunately, the sim struggled as many trucks approached this one point on the racetrack. Sean Corcoran is sideways there. There's the 8 involved there. As the 8 truck of Nicholas Lawrence. Yeah, the sim was not a fan of this accident.
Certainly not, Emerson. I don't think we are either. I was certainly rooting for some green flag action here, but we're going to be down a lot of trucks and a lot of very damaged vehicles from that incident.
Absolutely. Try to find the best look at it. All right, this is going to be approaching the incident. As you know, many trucks got involved. The track became blocked, and there wasn't much of anywhere for anyone to go. And then I'm not sure if this issue was a global or I guess server part or just on my end, but then if that was for the server, the added lag will not help these drivers try to make it through this incident. But we'll see the initial contact now at what set this incident off. Here it is. This was coming up here, entering turn number 1. And they were just racing really hard for the race lead. Stall into the right rear quarter panel of the 87 of Andrew Harris, right on the tailgate. Last second, he's trying to jump out, but jumps out too late. Here, oh, I guess he does jump out. Harris comes up to maybe cover it off.
Harris looks like he's expecting Stahl to go all the way to the wall into the corner, leaving him just enough for a truck width on the outside, and just comes up a little bit much.
Jacob Zala, Jeffrey Radke, the long innocent bystanders in that one. Absolutely destroyed. Up and over there for the 87 of Harris.
Unfortunately, 2 very quick trucks there with Radke and Zala both running up front inside the top 5 pretty much all race long, and very unfortunate to have them taken out of this race.
Man, just big time hits. We're going to get back to it. Racing action has commenced once again. From Chicagoland to restart, Trevor Williams and Jason Green going at it for the race lead.
And we saw Jason Green get a little bit of contact in that accident. We'll see how that damage affects that 55 truck here on the long run.
Side by side now in that battle for second. Dow and Green down, sliding up the track a little bit. You see, yeah, you're right, that damage from the 55. Will he be able to contend? Stahl looking back to the outside. He's not holding back on the aggression. The Stahl trying to get to the inside of Green. Down, clears up in front of the 55. Opens the door for Stahl. Stahl trying to put the power down, and Corcoran trying to get through here up into 5th. And Stahl had the opportunity. Oh, contacted. Oh my goodness, Jason Green. Turned around in front of the field. Oh no. We're now under our 4th caution period of the evening. Another incident involving hard racing and Corey Stahl at the front of this field. This one just a 1 truck incident, 1 truck caution. That time Stahl, he's coming down the track at maybe to get in behind the 55 to give him the benefit of the doubt, but definitely a misjudgment there.
Yes, certainly a misjudgment. Looks like he's trying to almost follow him down as if the 55 is going to cut that apron there. He chooses to stay above the white line, and the 33 just comes down and hooks him into the wall.
And see, that's another thing, right? These drivers, they're allowed to use that apron to shortcut the track and, you know, give them an altered angle down the front straightaway. But they are not required by any means to go down there. And when you're battling someone, you have to consider that as well. That they are not forced to go down there. You maybe can expect them, but if they are ahead of you, they have that, you know, lane choice. And with Jason Green, he had no choice in that incident.
No, not at all. But thankfully, he's the only truck involved here, and as we see the entire field get by unscathed.
So while we have a moment, I do want to apologize for missing that opening lap of the restarts. We tried to digest the very large accident that was that 3rd caution period. We'll go back and look at it then. Here is the restart that we missed. It was Jason Green, then the leader after that contact and damage in that initial incident. Sean Corcoran and Trevor C. Williams then were the top 3. They were all jumbled up behind, and Trevor Williams powers up to the inside of the 55. Corcoran getting freight train behind, and Williams clears Jason Green into the corner before he even gets to turn 3. There's the 17 of Castellanos. He hits the apron. Nicholas Lawrence nowhere to go. They almost piled it up back here, but everyone gave each other that space. Then they were 4 wide back here. Oh my goodness. For a brief moment, 3 wide into the corner. 2 rows deep. Babb gets on through Mayberry, Lawrence, then Kozier, Kratke, and Techmeyer. Michael Madden wanted to regain some ground in this battle as well. Gets there to the outside of the 54, inside of the 32, and they come off the corner, and the incident happens up ahead. I guess it was the next lap. But, so that's where we picked up with the restart. And we'll get back now to live action, or I guess in action, if you will. We're now under our 4th stoppage of action. It was going so well, Max, for so long, 19 laps to start this race under green flag conditions, but we hit that first dud in the racing action. Even though that was going to be a caution nonetheless in a lap or so with the stage yellow. But the first incident with Jason Green and Dylan Godinez kind of set it off. That was the stage yellow, and then we had, of course, the second caution, where it was the massive, a lot of drivers losing control with cold tires, with Vickery and Lipicki and Griffith and many more. Derek De Silva in that one. Then we had the large accident out of 2 after Andrew Harris and Corey Stahl got together in turn 1. Zala, Ratke, Ben Park, Michael Madden, many more involved in that one. And now our 4th caution of the day, Jason Green, an innocent bystander, just racing along and is contacted in the right rear by Stahl. I mean, do we see this calming down? Do we see these drivers seeking out the final 33 laps, or what's going to happen here?
I think they're going to have to if we want to have some trucks left at the end of this thing to make it exciting, but as we dwindle numbers here, it should get a little bit better, but we'll find out, I guess. As you said earlier, cautions breed cautions, and I think if they can just get a couple laps under their belt here, we'll be all right, and we'll see a nice green flag run for a little bit.
Well, I hope so, as the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane, racing once again from Joliet. A lap complete from the restart advantage. Trevor Williams, Corey Stahl, Jose Castellanos, the top 3. Danny Dow trying to get to the inside of Castellanos, but he can't. Williams, last week's winner at Iowa, and Corey Stahl going toe-to-toe at the front of this field. Stahl to the inside.
Stahl getting right back to it, being aggressive here early in this run, seeing if he can make the move on this one truck. As we see Jose Castellanos closing up to these two just a little bit. He started back in 32nd. He's up to 3rd.
And Castellanos up 29 spots where he started. A good eye there, Max. And Castellanos trying to go all the way, nearly last to first. It'll be second to last then for Castellanos. Trying to get to the inside there of Trevor Williams. Castellanos rolling that bottom. 30 laps to go for Chicagoland. Make it 29.
These two really the only side-by-side battle up in this top 10 here as we see Castellanos make the move. Now Danny Dow looks to the inside of the one truck.
Yep, Castellanos clears Dow to the inside. Now he tries to follow Castellanos. Dow, he'll clear Trevor Williams. And with Trevor Williams, maybe he is anticipating maybe the long run here. I don't see Williams fighting these battles all that hard. He lost a spot out to Wally Babb as well. Is this Trevor Williams maybe looking in the direction of trying to seek out a long run to the end? But Danny Dow now under attack from Babb. Wally Babb to the outside of a Daytona race winner. Trying to keep it pinned on the outside.
Danny Dow gonna take that position back as Wally Babb's gonna have the run off the outside lane. Can't quite get there into turn 1. He'll go back to the outside again, see if he can do it all over. As Jose Castellanos is closing up on Corey Stahl for this race lead.
Absolutely, the lead is tightening up here out in front. Castellanos trying to drop down. He's got that run on the bottom side. Still side by side, now up out of the corner. Castellanos to the apron. Castellanos will lead the lap. Stahl fights back to the outside, leads into 1. And Castellanos trying to get that power up off the corner. Dead even off the corner.
Into 3 they go. Castellanos still trying to roll this bottom and make it work. See if he can clear this 33 off the corner. Stahl going to fight back hard on the outside lane with that run.
More advantage there to Castellanos into the corner. He has that nose out in front into the corner, but Stahl able to keep it pinned on the outside, and they still go side by side. This has got to be great if you're Danny Dow watching this out in front of you. You don't know what's gonna happen. We're right on board with Danny Dow then. And once again, Stahl defending so well. We saw him defend very hard against Zala early in the race. Now Castellanos getting to the lead at the start-finish line. That's his 3rd consecutive lap he's led. Castellanos is not cleared by this 33 machine.
Castellanos is really good center off of 3 and 4. That's where he gets his big run on this 33 truck, but the 33 is able to carry that momentum down the front straightaway and able to keep that position for the time being.
Still side by side. That time Stahl, I believe, gets the lap. No, Castellanos got it at the stripe. Here comes Dow trying to make it 3 wide. And Stahl around the outside. Dow contacts Castellanos, and the leaders are gonna go round. The 51 gets in that one as well. Matthew Greathouse, the point leader. Nicholas Lawrence involved. Oh no.
More front runners involved in another big incident here in the Fiverr Truck Series.
And we saw this pretty much unfold live with one of the better angles of this incident. Here we go. Net-coded contact between Dow and Castellanos. That is unfortunate. Castellanos, I mean, what a great run Castellanos had up until this point. From 32nd to leading laps here at Chicagoland, and then is turned in front of the field into the leader and then spun in front of the field. A great dive there from Wally Babb. Dive down to the inside. Trevor Williams. And Matthew Greathouse trying to get down there and will not get that job complete. Slams into the nose of the 33 machine. Nicholas Lawrence trying to sift his way through this one. And Stahl's going to spin back up the track. And Lawrence will slide maybe to not hit Stahl. A 4 or 5 truck incident here entering turn 3 at Chicagoland, but this one involving heavy hitters.
Yes, it certainly does, Emerson. And we've seen a lot of trucks. Pretty much every truck we've talked about at the front of this field has ran into problems tonight, which is incredibly unfortunate.
Yeah, absolutely. You think of Andrew Harris, the pole sitter, Corey Stahl down that one, Jacob Zala. Who else? I mean, we just saw Castellanos in that one as well. Unfortunate for a lot of Jason Green up there. Radke, the second place in points. Now our point leader, Matthew Greathouse, with heavy damage. I mean, my goodness, this race is taking a wild turn, but with 20 laps to go, Sean Griffith is your race leader. We're gonna hear a quick message from Butt Kicker. Don't you go anywhere, but we'll return to Sean Griffith out in front. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Joliet, Illinois. And it is Wally Babb, then the race leader Sean Griffith wanted to pit, but pit lane never opened for him. Trevor Williams, though, clears out in front, and we're racing once again from Chicago. The lap complete from the research. Trevor Williams out in front. Saw a truck catch the wall there off of turn number 4. But now trucks are packing up here. Dan Park trying to work his way forward. Kratke, Kosier, some of these guys we haven't seen. Kosier up to 3rd in that 97 machine. Here comes Dow on Holloman. $16 laps to go from Chicagoland. Sean Kosier clears Danny Dow for 3rd. Out in front, Trevor Williams has a near 4/10 of a second advantage over Wally Babb. Here's this battle for 7th between Mayberry and Park.
Lots of opportunities opening up here for a lot of people in these points, like we talked in the pre-race. A lot of issues for some guys higher up in those points who are running up front all day. There's a lot of opportunities open for some of these guys who are right around that cut line.
Absolutely. De Silva, Lawrence. I think Lawrence is one of those drivers on the cut line. Here's Austin DeLong. And Nicholas Lawrence to the outside of DeLong. As they'll battle it out here, this is for 10th.
Lawrence will clear going off into turn 1 as we look forward to Holloman and Kosier. As Blair Holloman trying to get that run off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. He'll have a little look to the outside here into 3, see if he can stick it around the outside of the 97 off the corner.
He's going to fight it hard up off the corner. Kosier able to hold station in 4. Now blocks Holloman. It's going to go down to the inside. Dow was down there. He jumps up very tight. Up the track and nearly into the wall was the 10 machine. Now Kratke washes up nearly into the side of the 10 as well.
Kratke now being very opportunistic with the 10 truck, having some issues into turn 1, nearly getting put into the fence. He did a nice job to stay out of it as he'll go back to the outside of the 97 and see if he can do it all over again.
Holloman fighting hard to the outside there, 97, as Kosier hits the apron. Holloman's got to take advantage of this one. Great run for the 10. Side by side. And into 3, he's gonna maybe have to pin him down a little bit. He'll have that run around the outside though. Holloman, is he clear? He clears by Sean Kosier for 4th.
And I don't think Holloman's done yet as he looks to the outside of Danny Dow. He's a little loose in the center of the corner. Here comes the 97 back to the inside.
Really sideways.
And now Kratke looking to the inside of Blair Holloman as that 10 truck a little loose on that outside lane, but he's keeping his foot in it.
Keeping his foot in it for sure. 10 laps to go. 15 miles to settle it from the Windy City. This is all going on for 4th on back. Out in front, it's a 1/4 second advantage for Trevor Williams. Side by side is Holloman, Kosier, Kratke, and Dan Park. Kratke contacts Sean Kosier, they save it.
What a save from Sean Kozer. That looked like he was going to go head on into the wall, but he keeps that truck straight as those two just kind of swap lanes off of turn 4. And they continue side by side down the backstretch.
Great job, great heads-up driving from Kozier. From everyone else not to overreact. They're still going at it here. Kratky and Kozier for 5th. Really tight up front now. Wally Babb looking to the outside of Trevor Williams.
Has Wally Babb maybe saved his equipment a little bit better than this one truck? We'll see if he can make the pass. It's a really tough track to make that pass at. You got to get that run perfect off the corner and be able to carry momentum and really be able to make the move quickly.
He loses out a little bit there. Find our way back now to this battle. Oh, Kozier and Park nearly getting together. Park riding that apron on the entry. I pay for it here on the exit. The lap truck as well on the inside. Andrew Harris might have a slight factor there. Kozier clears Park for 6th. And Lawrence all over the rear end of the 7 truck as well. Picking up some battles further back. It's Vickery powers by Lapicki. Here's Mayberry and Corcoran. They're going at it for 13th. We'll bring it back. 6 laps to go. You can see Dow through Lawrence. 3rd through 8th, all under a blanket. Park to the outside of Kozier. Kozier had a really slow exit out of turn, center and exit out of turn 2. Park is going to go to the outside. He'll have that run around the outside. Kozier tries to fight up the track. He has to lift.
Now here comes Nicholas Lawrence to the inside of the 97 truck. 97 truck struggling a little bit. Got a little loose off turn 2. Allowed the 7 truck to get by, and now Nicholas Lawrence looking to that inside.
Lawrence is going to try that inside. Can't make it stick. Trying to keep it down there. Trying to keep the nose underneath the 97. Out in front, coming around to 3 laps to go. Trevor Williams is trying to go back-to-back here at Chicagoland. He won last time out at Iowa and is now 4.5 miles from doing it 2 weeks in a row with tonight here in Chicagoland. It has been a wild night here in the Windy City, but Trevor Williams has been able to sift through all the chaos so far tonight. He rounds his way through turns 3 and 4. It'll be 2 laps to settle it from Chicagoland. Kratky and Dan Park dueling it out for 5th. As Lawrence and Kozier, they still sit nose to tail. There's Lawrence to the inside. But across the stripe, it'll be 1 lap to go for Trevor Williams. Technically an independent driver, but he's been helping out at Phoenix Virtual Racing. But Trevor Williams, he's been running whenever he's been wanting to run. He ran last week, or he's been running as a sub, and he ran last week as an independent. Said he wasn't sure if he was going to run tonight. Well, he made the decision to, and off of turn number 4, it was the right one, because Trevor Williams is going to win at Chicagoland. Wally Babb, Daniel Dow, the top 3. Holloman, Crack Key, the rest of the top 5. Dan Park, Lawrence, Greathouse, Kosher, and Derek De Silva. We'll round out the top 10. We'll go through the full rundown in just a bit. But Trevor C. Williams once again celebrating another Fiverr Truck Series victory.
As we see this one truck burning it down here, he ran up front all night long and avoided all the incidents, and he's going to park it in EPI victory lane.
That's right. Trevor C. Williams will be sitting in EPI victory lane after back-to-back wins in the Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series. And he'll come park it here on the front straightaway. I guess that's our cue to bring on up driver of the number 1, Trevor C. Williams. Well, man, you weren't sure if you were gonna run this race last week, but turns out you made the right call, Trevor. It is back-to-back victories for you. A very dominant run for you, but today was a little chaotic en route to this one. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was, even before I got to the session, it was chaotic. I was working night shift tonight, so I got into the session with like 15 minutes of practice left, and that's the only laps I had this week. My plan was really just to, keep my nose clean and bide my time, but the racing was so crazy. It was just balls to the wall, and you had to be in the draft or you're going to lose 100 spots. So I hung in there and got lucky on a couple of wrecks. I mean, I just kept my foot to the floor and stayed high and hoped they didn't wash into me, and here we are.
Well, Trevor, I know last week you enlightened us. Yes, you're an independent driver. You still got those ties to the Phoenix Virtual, but it's been a great season so far for, we'll say, the little engine that could with this independent effort. Trevor, now 2 wins to your credit. I mean, do you take this season to another level? Here with you have the second half of the season coming up. What are your plans after the week off this next week to kind of approach the final 11 races?
Yeah, so my plans were originally just to kind of pick and choose a couple races and, help the PVR guys out. But I mean, I think now I got to run it. I got to stick with it and go for this championship.
It seems like it, Trevor. A lot of positive momentum in your direction. Trevor, congratulations on the victory tonight here at Chicagoland. Back-to-back victories in the past 2 weeks. Once again, congratulations. Enjoy your week off, and I imagine we'll see you then in 2 weeks' time at New Hampshire.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to give a shout out to my dad and my wife and kids that are watching, and for you guys for putting this on, and SRN for putting the show on, and I had a blast. So have a good weekend.
Absolutely. And there it is, our race winner, Trevor Williams, with the victory tonight. And now we will have our max service standing by for our second place finisher tonight. Wally Babb, the Daytona race winner, comes up 1 spot short tonight of a victory.
Yeah, good results still from Wally Babb. Just coming up one spot short, unfortunately. What else could you have done to go catch that one truck?
Quit saving. I was trying. I don't know what I was doing. I was thinking I'll wait till about 5 to go, but I lost that draft right there at the end. And then I was like, either he makes a mistake or a lap car slows him down. That is the only reason. Only way I'm gonna catch him again. I just let him get too far out.
Yeah, well,
That's a good win for him. I'm just happy that I got second. I had a teammate go down in that last wreck, and I hate to see that. I hate to see Corey get wrecked out.
Yeah, certainly unfortunate tonight. We saw a lot of trucks get taken out in a lot of cautions tonight. Describe getting up through there. You started back in the 15th position. What was your run through the field like?
Well, like every week, for some, I don't know. I cannot qualify. Maybe at a super speedway. But mine's just trying to stay clean and work my way through. I'm more of a tire saving kind of guy, and I work my way up. But it's hard to tire save if you got a lot of cautions, So I just lucked up tonight, not getting involved in anything.
Well, still a good result here in second place. Can't be too disappointed with that. Congratulations.
But thank you. I'm happy about second. Don't get me wrong. I love second. I'll take second any day. I just feel bad about. I had, I think, 2 teammates to get totaled out. But other than that, it was a good race.
Yes, it was. It's certainly unfortunate to have your teammates go down, but that's our second place finisher, Wally Babb.
Thank you, sir. And can I give a shout out to Threat Level Midnight Motorsports? That's my team. And I got to thank all those guys over there. And thank y'all for and the sponsors putting the league on. It's really fun running SRN.
Absolutely,
thank
Wally.
you.
We appreciate the kind words. Congratulations again on that second place finish, man. And best luck to you in 2 weeks' time at New Hampshire, man.
And thank y'all, and thanks go Trevor for the first place and Daniel for third.
All right, you love to see that positivity. Then Wally Babb, great guy. Seems like just happy to be here, and it doesn't get much better than that. I think another person who's going to be really happy to talk to us is going to be our third place finisher tonight, driver of the number 2 truck, Danny Dow. Danny, man, I know you are very, very excited about this finish, but how did it come to be, man?
Yeah, excited but disappointed at the same time. We man, that wreck right there at the, I don't know how many it was to go, probably 20, but just I was biding my time and waiting on my tire. I felt like they were running a little harder than I was. I was just trying to save my tires and then come get them, after we got a few laps on the tires there, and just I started coming, and man, it was net coat. I knew I didn't touch them, and Bowdler, he sent me a photo of it, as we were sitting there under caution, and I did see it was net coat. I apologize to the drivers that I got into or caused it or whatever, but then we come to pit road, get some tires, and I felt like if we could just get, up to third or fourth there, we were going to have a shot at it, and I just pushed too hard, too fast, and I burnt my tires up, so it's kind of ironic there, but just want to say thanks to my teammates. They push us hard every week in practice, and man, just really hated it. Felt like we had a really good shot at winning and just didn't play out.
Understandably, a couple spots off that top step of the podium that everyone, of course, aspires to get, Danny. But nonetheless, it's still a great run to hang your hat on today. We're right about that midway point. We're about 1 race shy of the midway point, and we have an off week this week. How are you going to then use this race as motivation, as momentum? You head into the week off and come back maybe a little stronger than after the week.
I'll 10-4. I really feel like every week we put a lot of laps in just to be familiar with how the tires are going to be affected throughout a run, and man, it just happens. It's so unfortunate. Like, well, I'll push too hard in qualifying, and I'll be at the top of the board on practice, and then come qualifying, I'll push too hard and end up 15th, 16th, and then something happened first lap like last week, and it just, man, it's just the ups and downs of the season. You just gotta, just work on your craft, and like I said, just hopefully everything falls the way it should come race day. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I do want to give a shout out one thing real quick to my sponsor, Sparkle and Shine, Sean Kozier. Really appreciate all he does for our race team, and like I said, thanks to my teammates, we push each other really hard in practice, and if it wasn't for them, like I said, it's a group effort.
Absolutely, Danny. Again, I think a great finish for you tonight, and I'm sure you'll be able to take this as motivation into the off week. You'll turn it around into something great afterwards. Danny, congratulations on that 3rd place finish. Best luck to you in 2 weeks' time at New Hampshire.
Yes, sir. Appreciate all y'all do. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you, man. This driver of the number 2 Ven, our 3rd place finisher, Danny Dow. And that was a little bit more somber than I expected, but again, everyone is fighting so hard for that victory. And it was a really difficult race to get to that victory tonight. There's a lot to work through, and so I think it's a fitting time to maybe work out how all these drivers came to the checkers this evening. And so we have the starting lineup then. I'm sorry, the finishing results on your screen as they came across the line after 80 complete from Chicagoland. It's Trevor C. Williams, then the race winner tonight, Wally Babb, finishing in 2nd. Danny Dow then rounding out the podium. Blair Holloman and Jason Kratke, the top 5. Dan Park, Nicholas Lawrence, Matthew Greathouse, Sean Kozier, and Derek Da Silva, the top 10. Max?
11th is Sean Corcoran, and then Troy Techmeyer in 12th. Austin DeLong, David Mayberry, and Jeffrey Vickery round out your top 15. Michael Madden in 16th. Walter Lepicki brings it home in the 17th position, followed by his son, Mike Lepicki, right behind him in 18th. And then Jose Castellanos and Corey Stahl, we saw them both up front at the midpoint in this race. They end up 19th and 20th tonight.
Yeah, that one's got to hurt for a couple of drivers who were up there out in front. Sean Griffith got himself a lap left, finishes 21st. Ben Park, last season's champion, he'll still finish with the lead lap, finishes 22nd. But it was a tough day for Ben. Andrew Harris, of course, out there leading laps, still finished 23rd. 2 laps off the pace. James Jackson, 24th. 4 laps down after James Jackson showed up to the race late. He was able to claw back 4 or 5 of those laps that he lost. So good on James Jackson to bring it back, but still 4 laps off the pace. Nathan Nixon finishes 25th, 5 laps down, battling it out with Dylan Godinez on the same lap, finishing 26th. Spencer Brown, 27th, 6 laps down. Jason Green, then one of our latest retirees, then 28th in that 55 machine, 37 laps down. Jason Green, 41 down, and Jacob Zala runs at the top 30, 44 laps down. In that same wreck that Zala unfortunately fell out to, it's Jeffrey Radke, also 44 laps down. Bruce Amson then 32nd after his incident early in the race, 68 laps down. Anthony Brown did not take the green flag tonight. And so that is how the 33 drivers fared out in tonight's race. Trevor C. Williams with the back-to-back victories, and he certainly is proving to become a force to be reckoned with in this Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series. But Max, I do welcome you with this now completing your first broadcast here at SRN, and first time broadcasting. I know it was a different view, a different, I guess, experience for you, as you're normally a driver here in the Speed Race Network Z-Grill Series on Thursdays, and you got that win earlier in the season at Indianapolis. But getting to see how these boys did it tonight here on Tuesday, a little chaotic, but I think we had a good mix of action. Well, what say you after your first time on the mic?
Yeah, it was certainly an exciting race, an exciting one to call for my first time. Not exactly the freshest with broadcasting, but I think we did okay tonight. And these Fiverr trucks really put on a show for us. We had crashes, we had a long run at the end, and getting to see who's the best there. And Trevor Williams comes out away with the win.
Absolutely, it was Trevor C. Williams who got it done tonight. And while I think that'll do it for us from Chicagoland, of course, we have to give a shout out to all of our partners here at the Speed Racing Network. Of course, Fiverr, Glitch, and Z-Grills, all of our series sponsors that do their heavy lifting on each of their respective days. Tonight, of course, it's the Fiverr Truck Series and Fiverr. A huge shout out to them for being our series sponsor. Admin Box has been on your screen all night long, and of course, our starting grid presenter is Admin Box. Make sure you use code SRN-BOX, that is BOXX, for 10% off of your Admin Box purchases. Of course, a huge shout out to Butt Kicker for being our commercial sponsor here at the Speed Racing Network. EPI, of course, presenting our Victory Lane celebration, and Select Blinds with all of our incident replays this evening. Also, if you scroll down on this live stream here on that YouTube channel, you see that big red button that says subscribe on it. Well, if you're at this point of the broadcast and you see that big red button, why don't you just go ahead and click it and make it gray. Help us reach our subscriber goal here at Speed Racing Network. Also, right next to that subscribe button, you'll see that join button. And that is, of course, our Speed Racing Network Premium Membership Program. And what that entails, of course, for $4.99 a month, you can get access to loyalty badges, custom emojis, exclusive wallpapers and photos, early access to new content, member shoutouts, members-only live chat, and priority reply to comments. Make sure you join by hitting that join button right next to the subscribe button on our YouTube page to become a Speed Racing Network Premium member. Of course, you can always find out more about Speed Racing Network at all of our social media outlets. Our Facebook page at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network, our X page at x.com/Speed Racing Net, Instagram at Speed Racing Network, our YouTube channel. Of course, we were live tonight, youtube.com/Speed Racing Network, our Twitch at Speed Racing Net, our LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Speed Racing Network. And of course, the website where you keep up with all things news, schedules, points, all that jazz for each respective series and everything at Speed Racing Network. Go to, of course, the big website, speedracingnetwork.com. But of course, as I said it, as far as the Fiverr Truck Series, this is it for August. We'll take the next week off as iRacing goes into their Season 4 builds, and we will be back in a couple weeks time from New Hampshire. But in that regards, I think that'll do it then from the Chicagoland Speedway. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Speed Racing Network, thank you so much for watching. This was Emerson Arden and Max Service then in the virtual booth this evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night when the Glitch Truck Series keeps it going from the Windy City, or again next Tuesday or 2 weeks time when the Fiverr Truck Series heads to the Magic Mile in Loudon, New Hampshire.